Okay, students, as we were studying about the determination of income and employment in very first video of this chapter, we have seen till this. We have seen actually this, and we were discussing about the remedy for deficient demand situation. How our authorities can give remedy to improve the situation, to make the initial situation, which is AD is equal to AS. We have two ways to uh, correct it. uh, Number one is the fiscal policy, fiscal measures, fiscal policy, and number two is monetary policy, which run by the RBI, or monetary measures. First, we will discuss about the fiscal measures. If we have situation of deficient demand, what government can do to correct it? First, government will do increasing the level of government expenditure. Government can increase the government expenditure through many schemes and programs by which the aggregate demand may increase. Decreasing the taxes, by decreasing the taxes, government can left more money with the hand of people of country, by which also government can increase the aggregate demand in whole economy. Now we will talk about the monetary measures. Some measures here given as we studied in earlier chapter, money and banking, the instruments of monetary policy. Here many reserve ratios. In this situation, the RBI will definitely decrease the reserve ratios, which determine the reserve amount, to keep the reserve amount in RBI account by all commercial banks and financial institutions. It will be relaxed by the RBI, while because RBI wants to increase the aggregate demand, because this is the problem. Deficient demand is a problem and RBI wants to correct it. Okay, now, and another thing RBI can do, that is the lowering rate of interest. By many ways RBI can try to decrease the interest rate, by which the flow of money may increase in the economy and aggregate demand also will increase with this implementation of these type of tools by RBI. You can see the relationship between aggregate demand and lowering the interest rate. When a rate of interest, it is written here, when rate of interest is lowered, firms will increase investment, as there is inverse relationship between rate of interest and investment demand. The increase in investment will increase the aggregate demand until the economy is restored at full employment level. What is full employment level? AD is equal to AS, that is called effective demand point. Okay, now if we have situation just opposite of earlier situation, it was the situation of deficient demand. Now it may possible that we are in a situation of excess demand. This is again a problematic situation. How government and government authorities can resolve it, mitigate it, remove it by their instruments and measures. Suppose this is the situation. What will happen in this situation? At full employment level, the situation of excess demand, the following measures are adopted to control this situation. Through government policy or fiscal policy, what government can do, just opposite thing what we have did in earlier situation. Here in this situation, we have to reduce the government expenditure. Government have to reduce the expenditure on the different schemes and programs, because already they have excess money. The demand situation is in high situation, so government wants to control it. So government will decrease the expenditure on public goods, public services, public enterprises. By many ways government can reduce the expenditure. Number two, increase the taxes. In this situation, people have much money more than required money people have, government definitely will increase the tax amount. And what will happen when government will increase the taxes, the disposable income जो व्यय योग्य आय है that will decrease, and by this the aggregate demand may decrease. The situation will come, which situation? AD is equal to AS. Another measures which may be adopted by the RBI or monetary, through monetary policy, you can see increase in reserve ratios. In earlier case we have decreased the reserve ratios. What will happen when RBI will decrease the RBI will increase the reserve ratios? So by increasing the reserve ratios, it will reduce the credit creation capability of the commercial banks, and the situation of excess demand, you can see the situation of excess demand will be controlled. That was the problem, and now it is controlled through the reserve ratios by increasing the reserve ratios. Okay. Number 2, increase in rate of interest. In that case we have decreased. Here in this case we have to increase it because people have already much money to spend. So here monetary authority will increase the rate of interest. It will again lead to less investment by the firm, as borrowing is now costlier for them, and the situation of excess demand will be controlled. Okay. So we have seen the remedy given by the authorities to improve the situation, to take back the situation of efficient, or you can say effective demand, that is called AD is equal to AS. AD is equal to AS. This is the situation of no problem situation. This is called no problem situation. This is called full employment level of equilibrium. This is called effective demand point. यहाँ पे अगर बड़ा होगा या छोटा होगा, that will be the problem, and problem will be resolved by the fiscal policy and monetary policy through government and RBI. We have seen this. Now the same determination of income and employment we can see through saving and investment approach. Students, be careful. Sometimes CBSE asked the same question, the same explanation about determination of income and employment through S and I approach, because S and I came from AD and AS. You can see here on the equilibrium point AD is equal to AS, and C plus I is equal to AD, and C plus S is equal to AS. So C and C both cut each other. You will have only S is equal to I. So this is also the effective demand point and full equilibrium level of full employment level of equilibrium. So how the determination of income and employment will take place with this approach, we can see by the schedule and diagram. This is the schedule. Income is given, consumption also given, because this is the autonomous consumption minus 50. This is the dish saving, and I is autonomous. So this is the schedule of I and S approach. Now we have to convert it into diagram. This is the diagram. You can see the simple diagram. S is equal to I here. Here saving is greater than investment, and below this you have the situation saving is lesser than the investment. This situation is ideological situation, but when you are here or your economy in here in this area, this is the problematic situation, and remedy will be given by the authorities. Now two situations we can see. This is the situation we should consider about the mechanism of correction. How we will come back on this E point when any reshuffling will take place. In this situation we have unplanned investment, and in this situation unplanned disinvestment we have to do. We will get this situation again. No problem. We can see what happened when S is greater than I and when S is less than I. This is the answer. When we have the situation of S is greater than I, what we have to do? In this situation the firm will therefore reduce investment in the next period. What will happen? Reduction in the investment. What it will do? It will lay off man and reduce production. This will reduce national income to the equilibrium level of OY, where S is equal to I. The situation will come back. Here in this situation, what just opposite you have to do? The firm will therefore expand investment and the production. It will hire more factors. This will raise the national income to the equilibrium level of OY. Again we will have S is equal to I. Very simple explanation you can do, and you can get 6 marks easily by making the schedule and diagram with the S and I approach. Now these are the, now it is out of syllabus. We will discuss in detail in chapter number 8, I think, in development planning. No need to study, no need to study, it is out of syllabus. Full employment, no need to study. Criticism of, no need to study. You can say no need to study. Statement of theory, no matter. Assumption, no. This is the important thing. This thing is very important in your exam point of view. For your exam point of view, this is the concept of multiplier. In Hindi it is called gudak. Multiplier. It means something you are increasing, by that increasement something occurring in many fold. कुछ आप कर रहे हैं जिसके बदले कोई और चीज़ हो रही है कई गुना. That is called multiplier in any area. This is basically called investment multiplier, because in money and banking you studied about the credit multiplier, money multiplier, but here you have to know the meaning of investment multiplier. Means the multiplier model shows that इसको याद कर लीजिए आप सभी. It is very important. The multiplier model shows that an increase in investment, number one, what happened? You are doing the change in investment, increasing the investment. What will happen? It will increase income by multiple amount. So you are showing the relationship between investment and income. You are changing the investment and income increases many times more, multiple amount. It is a number by which the change in investment must be multiplied in order to determine the resulting change in the total output. It can be shown by the two graphical methods. One is the consumption and investment approach, another one the saving and investment approach. By both approaches, with the help of diagram, we can see the occurrence of this multiplier, and after that we will see the explanation or process of multiplier with the help of an imaginary schedule. So see students, diagrammatic explanation of multiplier with the help of consumption and investment. It is a well-known diagram, nothing is new here. Aggregate supply is given here, and this aggregate demand given here. First we have taken only the consumption, because aggregate demand is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. You studied, only I am taking here the C. After that you added the I, something added by you, then you reach it from here to here, no matter. Again you are changing the investment, this much amount you are changing the investment. F to E dash, this you can see C plus I is here, and C plus I dash. This I dash shows the change in investment. Okay, this shown by this area delta I. This is the delta I, and what will happen on income level? Income increases this much amount. So clearly you can see, the students, the area of change of income is higher than the area of change of investment. It shows the change in income, many times change in income due to small or comparatively lesser change in investment. छोटा change investment में कर रहे हैं और बहुत बड़ा change income में हो रहा है. By diagram you can see it. Okay, you can see here that delta I is less than delta Y. You can see, no doubt about it. Okay, by this way also you can explain the multiplier. Now investment saving approach. Initial equilibrium is here. Now investment increases. How much investment? This much investment increases. Income will increases. How much? This much. Again delta I is lesser than delta Y, or delta I is lesser than delta Y, or delta Y is greater than delta I. You can see the occurrence of multiplier with the help of SI approach. There shouldn't any problem in this concept. Now relationship between multiplier, MPC and MPS. This is very important concept, student. You should remember. It will be useful for your higher classes also. So be careful. Try to understand this concept, very important concept, from where you can get the formula of multiplier. okay, by which you can solve the numerical of this chapter, multiplier, numerical based on multiplier. What is the multiplier? The size of multiplier depends upon the size of MPC, no doubt about it. Higher is the MPC, higher will be the value of multiplier. This line you have to make more understanding about it. Higher is the MPC, higher will be the value of multiplier. This is the core concept behind the multiplier process. So multiplier depend on the consumption. Which consumption? MPC, marginal propensity to consume. मतलब देश में लोगों के उपभोग करने की प्रवृत्ति अगर ज़्यादा है, इट विल बी गुड फॉर इकोनॉमी. ये देश में इनकम को कई गुना बढ़ाएगी. यदि इन्वेस्टमेंट थोड़ा सा हो रहा है और लोगों को उपभोग करने की प्रवृत्ति ज़्यादा है, बहुत ज़्यादा लोग खर्च करते हैं, बाजार घूमते हैं, खरीदारी करते हैं, दैट इज़ गुड फॉर इकोनॉमी. That will be the beneficial, that will be the fruitful for economy. Okay, it will increase income in manifold. Okay, but inverse relationship between the MPS and multiplier. अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रहा है और बचत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, that will not be good for economy. Okay, we can show the mathematically. Number one, there should not be any problem in this. Y is equal to C plus I. We have studied aggregate demand, no problem in this. Now put the values in this. Okay, no problem. Y is equal to C. On the place of C, the equation which we got in consumption function, we have to keep C dash plus by plus I. Just we have kept here. यहाँ पे रख दिया है C की वैल्यू, because C is equal to already you have seen C dash plus by. C dash plus by. In earlier slide I have explained this. So just put the value of this C, capital C dash plus by, and solve it. You will have the equation. Okay, just take here the y take common, and this will be the equal to 1 upon 1 minus b into C dash plus I, and because b is MPC, so again you can write y is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC. Okay, and finally what you will have, the formula of multiplier, that is known as delta y upon delta I, because multiplier, that is investment multiplier, shows the change in many times change in income due to change in investment. So we can see here the final formula, delta y upon delta I is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, or it is also known as the, so you can, by k we can denote the multiplier. K is equal to delta y upon delta I, or what we can write, 1 upon, we have seen 1 upon 1 minus MPC, or what we can write, 1 minus MPC is equal to what? MPS na. Earlier in the relationship between MPC and MPS we have seen 1 upon MPS. There should not be any problem in this. You should remember always this formula, and you can solve the numerical. And always student remember the value of MPC will be lesser than 1 and greater than 0. It is the obvious thing. It is a unique or obvious universal thing. Everywhere it will happen. So in this equation, in this formula, when the value of MPC will be high, the value of K will be high. The value of MPC will be high, the value of K will be high, or the value of MPC will be high, then value of K will be lower. आप देख लीजिए इसमें करके. अभी हम लोग न्यूमेरिकल भी देखते हैं. The process of this is the process by as an imaginary data, so you can also practice for it. It may come in your exam in 4 marks or 6 marks. 6 marks में तो नहीं, लेकिन 4 marks में आ सकता है. It is important concept. So very simple. This is the round and increase in investment, 100 autonomous investment. Change in income, because your MPC is given 0.5 or half, so what will happen? 0.5 50% 50% 50% करते चले जाएंगे, तो आपको देखेंगे कि 100 करोड़ अगर आपने लगाया तो तो आपको अल्टीमेटली कितना बन जाएगा, कितना बन जाएगा आपका 200 करोड़. सो 2 times income increases, 2 times income increases. 100 crore investment can be converted into 200 crore income. That is called 2. 2 will be the value of multiplier. We can see here, just suppose in an economy MPC is half or 0.5, increase in investment 100 crore. In earlier slide we have seen, as a result, initial increase in investment by rupees 100 crore, change in income by 100 crores, no problem. Change in consumption in 50 crore because 0.5 is MPC, तो 50 crore हो जाएगा because MPC is 0.5, it is mentioned here. Expenditure of one man is income of another, no doubt about it, it is obvious thing. एक व्यक्ति का खर्च दूसरे का इनकम होता ही है इकोनॉमी में, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है, ये सब जानते हैं. Lastly, income generation continues until the total income generated rises 200 because it is apex limit. After that you can't increase your income because this MPC is given here. And by solving, put the value in this k is equal to delta y upon delta I. K is given here 2, you got it. Put the value, you will have, you can see here the k is equal to delta y upon delta I. 200 upon 100 is equal to 2. The value of multiplier will be 2. Now we will discuss about some numerical based on it. This is the process by which you can explain in your Viva how the multiplier can take place, because you may not have the blackboard, green board, white board to explain it. Then you can make your concept like this, how multiplier can take place. This is the simple process of multiplier. In theory you can explain change in investment, then change in income, then change in consumption, and then again change in income. Okay, and सपोज हियर 10 रुपये का चेंज हो रहा है तो यहाँ 100 रुपये का चेंज होगा, या 20 का होगा, 50 का होगा, समथिंग एडिशनल चेंज टेक प्लेस हियर, दैट इज कॉल्ड द मल्टीप्लायर. कई गुना हो रहा है. दिस प्रोसेस कन्वर्टेड दिस अमाउंट इन मेनी टाइम्स मोर अमाउंट एज इनकम. ओके, दिस इज द theoretical explanation. Now this is the numerical, students. You may got this type of numerical. Find the value of multiplier if increase in income is rupees 5,000 crore and increase in investment is rupees 1,000 crore. Just put the value because k is equal to delta y upon delta I. Very simple formula you have. Put the value, you will have the multiplier. Very simple numerical. थोड़ा सा इससे और हार्ड आएगा, ये सब भी आ सकता है बट वाइवा में पूछा जा सकता है. इट मेक योर कॉन्सेप्ट मोर क्लियर. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू कैन सी बेटा, व्हेन MPS is given, how to find multiplier. दिस इज द सिचुएशन. ऐसे भी न्यूमेरिकल आ सकते हैं, कैसे निकालेंगे. फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ मल्टीप्लायर इफ MPC 0.6. नो प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज द फॉर्मूला आई हैव टोल्ड यू अर्लियर. use it 1/1 minus 0.6. on the place of MPC you have to put 0.6. what will happen, 1/0.4, the value of multiplier will be 2.5. no problem. Again what you have to do, k is equal to 1/MPS. MPS is given, what, 2 MPS. if MPS is given, so what will be the value of multiplier? It will be 5, 1/2 directly. okay, MPS given here, if MPS given here दिया गया है. तो very simple thing beta, you all can do. many more numericals here given. So you can practice in your textbook, from your textbook. if you have any query you can ask through WhatsApp, okay, through mail. and the notes of this chapter, it is available already on website. you have to make your notes. okay, so these are the numericals. Very simple. now it is ended, I think. no other concept remains in this chapter. if I forgotten any concept, please remind me. I will tell you, I will teach you. So this chapter is ended, students, today, the determination of income and employment. okay, thank you, bye bye.